Howdy all, Molex Lives. I think it's time to play a little 7 Days to Die. I'm encumbered. Well, I guess I do have a bunch of junk on me. Should probably think about getting rid of that. Farm. Lots. There, I'll get rid of some of it. Alright, what do we got here? We got this has gotta go. This has gotta go. This and this. That and that. A little bit of that and that. Okay, I'm going to keep these on me because that's what I'm working with at the moment. Why did I put eggs in there? Eggs. Should have been over here. Gasoline. Not parts. Armory. And then you can have those. Alright. Oh, and then my guys complain about being hangry. Eat my 5 dozen eggs. I gotta get yucca growing, man, so I can start making yucca smoothies. Okay. Let's get back out there and get some more meats. Yep. Fell right off my own ladder. Oh, there's a fence there. Man, I like a good first-person RPG, like a Skyrim kind of thing. And so I saw they had one third person works too. So they had one come out this week called something. It says something and then it says like Ash and Steel or Steel and Ash or something like that. I've been calling it Ash and Steel. I'll tell you what, I hate the terrible fighting style that they've decided is the way to put fighting in games. I feel like it's getting worse. I don't understand. I don't understand why the choice is like, okay, stamina, I think it's a terrible mechanic sometimes. Sometimes it's okay, but sometimes it's terrible. It's not too bad in this game, although sometimes it really does irritate me. But man, sometimes, especially in fighting games, or like this RPG I'm playing, where you gotta swing your sword and you gotta block stuff. There's... What's the point of having combos in a game where you're not allowed to swing more than one time before you either have to dodge or block? What's the point of that? Why? Who thought it was a good idea to have one swing and then roll away or back off so that your stamina can refill? Who thought that was a good idea ever? Why has that become a thing? I hate it. I just want to get in there, and when I see the bad guy go to swing, parry with my sword, and then hack him a couple of times, and then parry with my sword, hack a couple times. I don't want to be spending 3/4 of the fight backing away from the bad guys because I need my stamina bar to refill. It's boring to me. I hate it. It's dumb. It's a terrible mechanic. It's a terrible mechanic. Whoever thought that was the right way to go is doing it wrong, okay? It's awful. It's awful. Like, I can understand being like, okay, you get through a fight, or if it's an extended fight, maybe an extended fight, you might have to back off, right? But come on, every fight, no matter how powerful you get, is basically take a swing, maybe two if you're lucky, and then back off because you need your stamina bar to refill. You can't stand next to him because your stamina is not only tied to attacks, it's also tied to all of your defense. Whether you block with a shield or you parry with your weapon or whatever, it's all tied in together. So I played a bit on normal difficulty, and then I'm like, this is awful. I can't win a single fight. That's not true. I won lots of fights, but I can't stand that I'll hit something like 20 times and it'll be fine, and then it hits me twice and I'm dead, and then I have to do the whole fight over again. I'm like, do you know how long it took me to do those 20 attacks that I managed to hit? Like, ridiculous. So then I switched to story mode, and I played a little bit on story mode, but in story mode, it's the same way. There's guys right at the beginning of the game, that I cannot currently beat, because they just have too much hit points or armor or something. There's no indicators to let me know what's going on, practically. I hate it. I read that it was like Gothic, which I liked, and it's got the quirky bad movement of Gothic, but man, Gothic was more like things are hitting you and it hits you so hard that you die, but it's not like I can't stand there and fight. I think there's some stamina maybe at the very beginning of the game, but I'm not at the very beginning of this game. Like, and then they're like, we don't have quest markers in this game. I'm like, ooh, well, I don't know about that. I don't getting too old to wander around a map for 300 years. And they're like, oh, well, there is mapping and you have to put your own markers on the map. I'm like, oh, well, okay. I like games like that. I like where I've got to make my own map. That's different. Not make my own map, but like add markers and stuff to my map. I like that. And then, no, it turns out you got to play through like 10 hours of the game, apparently, before you get access to your map. 10 hours. Oh. And then it's got some weird, what's the word I want to use? It's got some weird durability mechanics. Where my weapons don't have durability, but items do. And not like, I'm not talking like you only get one drink out of your heal potion. I mean, like, I picked up a shovel and I got to dig once with the shovel and then it broke and I haven't found another shovel. And I have a quest to shovel things. And because there's no markers, they don't show you where to shovel. They just give you super vague clues about where to shovel. And so I went to one of the places on regular mode, and my shovel let me dig 4 times, but I'd already used one of them because I had that was where I got the shovel, was on a quest that said they've buried supplies near the pond, and then there was a shovel sticking out of the ground. I'm like, oh, well, maybe here. And but then I go to the tunnel where I think the clue is indicating, And so I dig around, and it's not in the first place I dig. And there are no markers on the ground. It's not like there's an X letting you know where to dig, or a pile of dirt, which you would think would be in a game. No, there's not a pile of dirt in this game. It looks the same as every other Earth place. Just as soon as you start digging, though, it digs out a little bit, and then a chest, wiggles out of the ground as your guy, auto digs. So yeah, I'm not impressed by that game. Also, let's get back to the fighting in the game. Who ever thought that tying reactions into animations was a good thing is fine. But whoever thought that those animations lock your guy into an attack so that you can't react to what the bad guy is doing, that's fine too. I get it, okay? You swing your sword, obviously your sword is going to swing all the way through. But whoever decided that the player's animations have zero impact on the bad guys is wrong. It's wrong. Like this zombie coming here, okay? If I get into my animation of stabbing like that, and that zombie walks into my stab, that zombie should take damage. Okay? What that zombie shouldn't be able to do, is to ignore my animation because it started its animation after I started mine, and its animation brings it through my animation. But mine doesn't count as a hit while it hits me and kills me. Oh, they've got these stupid dogs. Oh, and on top of that, this game, Ash and Steel, or Steel and Ash, whichever direction it goes. On top of that, your guy just swings when you attack, and sometimes, well, let's not say sometimes, 3/4 of the time, he doesn't swing in the right direction to hit what he's aimed at, even though you're targeted, because it's one of those games where you lock on. And so I lock on to the bad guy, which one would think means that I am now going to, manage to target the bad guy, and then I'll be targeting the bad guy, which means I'm locked in, right? I can't. My guy just stays targeted right on the middle of the guy, no matter where I move. He stays targeted right on the guy, and then I'll attack, and he'll do that. And I'm like, what's he doing? Why aren't you hitting? And then the bad guy will do his animation, and then his animation will jump him close enough to hit me. While my animation is just, even though the guy's taking up my entire screen, swinging wide for some reason. And it's not a skill thing. It's not like it's not like Skyrim, right? Where Skyrim's got points into your attacks. This is just bad. Whatever. What would you call that? I would call that, it's bad. Oh, hey, this is a new town. It's bad. It's bad. I'm gonna come up with a term for it here, okay? It's some kind of sprite code coordination that's not correct. It's stretch. All right. Well, I will come back here, but it's getting dark, so I need to get back and work on my farm some more here. Oh, it's just meat, man. I just can't get enough of this raw poisoned meat. This not poison. This rotten meat. Probably should look at my stats and see if there's a point I can spend to get more out of harvesting. But yeah, it's super frustrating. There's these dogs, for example, and I will lock onto the dog, and then the dog will be like circling me from a distance, so I can't reach it. And every time I try to close in on it, it backs away from me. And then finally, I'll get close enough to hit it, and I'll hit my attack animation. I'll hit my attack, and then the guy goes into his animation to attack, and then the dog will take a step backward while I'm in mid swing, and then lunge forward, and it won't take any damage from my attack, ignoring my stab forward completely as it dives through my knife to bite me. And then I take, huge amounts of damage. And I'm just like, what is this? And then there's these bug giant beetles that keep coming up. And so I'll target on one of them. And every time I go to swing, it will jump to the side. That's the other thing. Why don't the bad guys have stamina? Why is it that I can't? Why is it that I can't forever dodge things, but the bad guys seem to just dodge and dodge and dodge and dodge and then attack me? Whereas my guy's like, I dodged once and I stabbed once. You might get another stab, but yeah, no, I'm getting pretty low here. Oh, and this one's just on Ashen Steel. Whoever decided that your guy would take the biggest swing with his weapon when he's out of stamina is is wrong. Okay, I can't. I can't heavy attack. I don't think there's a heavy attack in the game. There might be, but so I've got a dagger. That's all I've got right now. I've got a dagger, and so with my dagger, if I poke, he just pokes forward with it a little bit. Okay, and so, but if he's out of stamina, he does this huge, super slow, massive overarm attack that probably takes a good 2 seconds to animate, maybe 3 seconds to animate while the bad guys are attacking you. Like, and once you're in your animation, you can't get out. I hate it. I hate it. It's so. And then like the commands on screen are like left click to attack, right click to parry. Well, except when you tell your guy to parry, he doesn't actually parry. He dodges, and I don't know why he's doing that. And so then I when I restarted and put it on story mode to see if that was any better, trying to give myself some more stamina. I seem like I have a lot more stamina, but the bad guys are still killing me in 1 or 2 hits, so that didn't help anything. But now I'm trying to use a sword to see if that's any better, because the sword has got a greater distance to hit with, and so now I don't even know what the parry button is supposed to do, because he just kind of wiggles a little bit, and I don't know what he's trying to do, because he's definitely not parrying any attacks. He's not blocking any attacks, and sometimes he'll dodge backwards, but a lot of the creatures when they swing, uh your distance isn't far enough when you dodge backwards, so you need to dodge to the side. And so like I'm trying to fight this guy who's got an axe, and I've yet to even determine if I'm doing damage to him, honestly. And so he's got this axe, and so I'm trying to hit him with my sword. And so when I swing my sword, I've got more. No, I'm sorry. I swing your sword. Who am I kidding? This guy doesn't swing his sword. When I poke with my sword, he it gives me more room. But then when I try to dodge back after my attack, he'll either jump backwards or he'll just wiggle a little bit to the side if I'm trying to move side to side. But he won't dodge to the side anymore. And so I don't know, like I'm gonna have to go back to the dagger because the sword doesn't help me. Like maybe the sword is designed to work with a shield, and I don't have a shield yet, and so he's trying to do the motions to block with the shield. But why does the button say parry? I I, I think I managed to parry one time, and that was a wooden leg from the tutorial. Uh, and so the only weapon that's worked for me so far is a wooden leg. I don't know. So, anyways, I stopped playing that yesterday afternoon because it was irritating me too much. And then I loaded up Tainted Grail, blah blah blah. I don't remember the full title, but the second game in the Tainted Grail series that I have. I don't know if it's actually game two, but I have two Tainted Grail games, and the second one is the first one's a weird card-based game, and I don't really like it. I'm not a big fan of the card-based stuff. I don't like the I don't like the way the games are like. It's too random. It's one of those games where you get like, here's your attacks, here's your defenses. It's like the XCOM, not XCOM, X-Men game that came out not too long ago. And then as you progress, you get access to more cards, and so then you've got more weird things that your guy pulls out. And uh okay, let's get potatoes planted. Okay. And then let's get corn. Oh man, I've got like almost a full set of corn here. But I don't have enough raw meat or terrible meat. Okay, let's take a look at... Oop, wrong button. Let's take a look at skills here. I have got 4 points to spend. I need more... supplies. That's tool damage. Harvest more resources. Harvest 20% more from ore, stone, train blocks, and trees. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, none of these. I was going to say specialized in hunting your prey and harvest more meat and bone and leather. Okay, do you think this counts for dead meat? All right, we'll go see if this counts for dead meat. But yeah, I'm getting pretty frustrated by all the lack of decent first person, third person RPGs. They all want to be Souls like, and I hate Souls like games. I just really despise that super restrictive stamina combat that they do. I loaded up, and the thing is I keep playing them. I keep buying them and playing them, and I'm like, I don't know why I even bought this. I knew I was gonna hate it. Why did I buy it? I just want to play it and enjoy the storyline, and I like leveling up and getting new loot and going through big epic storylines where I try to save the world or whatever, and and so these games appeal to me, and then I go to play them and I'm like, oh right, Souls like, right, swing, dodge, run away, wait for your stamina bar to refill, hope the bad guy doesn't start throwing fireballs because he never runs out of stamina or mana or anything like that. God forbid they should be on an equal playing ground. I'm tired of it. I just want to enjoy killing things and looting things and leveling up and getting new abilities. I mean, I'm not saying I want like. Okay, I haven't played any of the new God of Wars. I don't want old God of War, although I enjoyed old God of War. Right? I don't want the I fight a million bad guys and never run out of energy. Okay, I'm not asking for that. But could I at least? Okay. Oh yeah, that seems to have helped. I just got 5 off of that one guy, so wish I'd have spent those points before I went out. I loaded up the Surge the other day because that's one that really appeals to me. You know, love me some sci-fi. Oh, lady, went down with one stab to the face. Love me some sci-fi, and I'm just like gross. I know what Souls like. I've played it before. Not only have I played it before, but I own it on 2 different platforms. Um, and I'm just like, oh man, it's like, what's that other game? I own this other game like 3 times now, I think. Did I get it 3 times? I might only own it twice. Um, uh, The Last of Us. I hate that game. I hate it so much. I love zombie stuff, all right? Clearly, I love zombie stuff. I play this all the time. And I've been playing this for years. So clearly there must be something about zombies I enjoy. This is uh you know, other than the stupid book thing that they put in the game, this is a really good survival zombie game in my opinion. I've enjoyed it since day one, and except the book thing. And so like I like the other book thing that's in it. Uh I like the find the book sets. I don't even know if it's a book set anymore. But it used to be you get the books and you get the book set and then you get the big bonus. And so you'd find like, you know, like you pick up the book and then it lets you do 10% more damage at night, or you know, get 15% more leather off of bears, you know, that kind of thing. And I like that, but I don't like the you must have 72 of these books to get the recipes. I think that's a stupid. It wouldn't be as stupid if the books you need showed up better, but they don't show up well. I mean, how much more do I need to use my tools to harvest things before I can advance beyond stone tools? Because I'm still rocking stone tools. Let's see. Didn't get a chance to watch too much. We're still working our way through Dairy and Stranger Things. Um, I said I wanted to marathon Stranger Things, and my sister said she wanted to join. And then my brother-in-law said he wanted to join. And so obviously the more people you get involved in something, the harder it is to actually complete it. So we are halfway through season 3, I think. Um, which is okay because I know season 5 doesn't complete until the end of the year, and so we've got time. But I'd have been done by now for sure. Uh-oh. Oh, she was a real yellow eye. I think I mentioned before that I'm still reading military science fiction, and so I just burned my way through 4 books of a series. The 5th book's not out yet. About this guy who um, he he lives in a world where they use mechs for everything. I guess I don't know. It's hard to tell. There's not a lot of world building. I feel in this. I could use more detail as to what's going on. It seems a little bizarre, and it's about this guy who wanted to join a mercenary group that uses mechs. And when he went in for testing, uh, he he was the top simulator pilot, but he's a skinny little nerd guy. And so the recruiter doesn't want him because he's too scrawny, he says. And so the kid gets mad and goes off to some other world. Again, there's no description really of how any of the worlds interconnect or governments or anything like that. So it can be a little confusing at times to understand what in the world is going on. Um, but basically, it seems like everybody's got mechs and they fight each other with mechs. And so there's like the cities have mech guards, and then hey, nobody invited you to the party, okay? And then like they transport things, even though they have spaceships and landing pads and stuff. They transport things by caravan across the planet, and so there are like mech raiders who attack, and so he finds a junkyard on a shady. Well, okay, when the book starts, it sounds like he found a junkyard in a shady Wild West kind of place. Okay, and even though I don't think he's moved cities. Now it sounds like he's in a big metropolis. He's just more successful now, so he's moved his garage. Oh, this could be bad. But yeah, it's been all right. Although again, it's not a lot of detail happening that I think would make the book better. Like he built this first mech, and he's got an AI that they never explain where it came from, but the AI is like illegal, but nobody seems to care that it's illegal, and everybody knows about it. And because they're not supposed to. You're not supposed to have an AI that can, I guess, think for itself, kind of thing. They're supposed to be like AI applications that are designed for a specific thing, and his AI is, like a person, sorta. And um, so they never really explain where that came from at all. And then he builds his first mech out of spare parts from the mech junkyard, and uh, and that's all fine. And then they do some missions, and the missions are pretty cool. I enjoy the parts where they're on mission, but there's a lot of just standing around talking, doing nothing. Like it's surprisingly vague world building for a series where a good third of the books are just people standing around talking to each other. Uh, but they always talk about the same things. and so they don't really add to what's happening. And so there's just a lot of talk about spare parts and shipments and regulations and um I- I'll bet there's been at least out of the 4 books, if you combine all the parts, I'll bet there's a good 2 pages just talking about coffee. And so yeah. So wish they would I wish it was a little better. I enjoyed it, but it definitely needed more world building. And then there's like just dropped storylines. So they kind of make it seem like the AI is in love with the main character, and they talk a bit in the first couple of books about trying to build her a body, which I don't know if that's legal or not, but he never tries, and they just kind of drop that storyline just completely. And so that was weird. And so just it's stuff like that that I feel like they could have okay, no, I don't want his AI to be his love interest. That's a little weird. But um and then like he's got a team now. And so he had what he called I think it's called Talon Raven Talon Raven Talon. Talon's the name of the organization. I think the mechs he builds are called Ravens. And so his first mech was Raven 1, and now he's piloting Raven 2, but they didn't say what happened to Raven 1, and the other people on his team seem to be piloting other mechs. And so I don't know why someone didn't take over Raven 1, because it's supposed to be this far superior mech to everything going. And now he's got a slightly bigger version. So I don't know why someone wouldn't pilot the superior to all the other mechs smaller version. Um, so that was weird. And I don't know what happened to Raven 1. I honestly do not know what happened. It was there in one book, and he was building Raven 2, and then the next book he said he had Raven 2 completed, but then he took Raven 1 on the mission, and then the next book he's just in Raven 2, and I'm like, okay, well, what happened to Raven 1? But yeah, so it's all right. Uh and then I've been reading this Polish series. I read the first book because it was on Kindle Unlimited, but then books 2 through 5 are not, so you got to pay for them. Yeah, I broke down and bought them, so I'm rereading book 1 right now because I enjoyed it quite a bit, and I'm looking forward to see. I should be able to finish that tonight and get started on book 2. Looking forward to that. That's a pretty fun one. Basically, the Polish colonies found a crashed alien spacecraft, and so they have technology that's not available to the other humans. But there's like the Russians have superior targeting systems and more efficient reactors on their ships, and then the coalition, which I forget who's in the coalition, but the coalition has AI coordination and AI targeting. So their targeting is on par or better than the Russians, but all their ships are able to target together with like zero lag, which nobody else has got. And then the Polish, they have, as far as I can tell, the only thing they got going for them is it's a big one, but it's the ability to warp jump, micro warp jump during battle, which nobody else has, which is a big one. And so everybody wants their warp drive, and they're like, okay, well, you give us your warp drive, but then we want your efficient reactors and your improved targeting and your AI to coordinate tactics between our ships. And they're like, oh, well, whoa, we know about that. That's proprietary. Like, yeah, well, you're not getting the. So then there's the Caliphate has everybody's technology currently, but like inferior versions of them. And so I know in the The first one they fight against this giant ship in the end of the book here I'm getting to, that's got the ability to micro jump, like the Polish people do. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like that series. It's something about lightning. But I can't remember off the top of my head what the actual name of it is. But anyways, with that, I'm going to call it a day. So we're in the small things leading to the light, and I will talk to you later.